Hey sippers, thank you for joining us for another episode of Cocktails and Conversations with a Twist. Remember, while we're spilling, grab your cocktails and start sipping.
Sippers, tonight we will be discussing, do men truly want an independent woman? And we'll also be spilling about which one of your favorite rappers was caught dating two girlfriends. Stay tuned.
We are here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Make sure you are following us on Facebook and Instagram at Cocktails and Conversations. And most importantly, do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Sippers, don't forget we still have our bedazzled flasks for sale. Purchasing info will be listed in the description box below. The lychee martini is a beautiful, delicate, exotic cocktail that features the sweet taste of lychee fruit. Make sure to tag us when you try this sweet, delicious combination. All drink details will be listed in the description box below.
All right, sippers, INDEPENDANT. Do you know what that means? All right, so we've all heard this song before, right? She has her own car, she has her own job, she cooked, she a bad broad, right? Well, in many cases, we see this all the time. Successful women remain single because they have yet to find the one who isn't intimidated by their career or their abilities to carry their own. We've talked about this topic before, but we had to run it back because we have our very own Jason on set. But it is really true that men are afraid or not likely to date a woman who has her own. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I'm glad I was able to speak first. I appreciate it. Don't worry, fellas, I got us. So, first of all, let's dead this whole independent woman thing. This is the part that I don't understand. Um, like women always look forward to equality, and that's what they want. Everybody want to be treated equally, right?
Correct.
But then y'all also want to be glorified for doing things that men have always had to do. You know what I mean? Like, if a man pays his own bills, um, pays for his haircut, we can't brag about that, because the minute we speak about it, it's like, well, you're a man. That's what you're supposed to do. And y'all want the equality, right?
No.
Oh, so you don't want to be equal, and
No.
so I mean, you can't pick and choose where like equality falls. Equality is equality, right?
In certain aspects.
No, how does that work?
I think when women came about, like talking about equality, that was in the workplace. Because remember, women did not work. And first of all, when you say we want to be glorified for doing things that you guys do all the time, no, it's because for so long, men have been the providers, right? And women were not able to work. So when we do these things, and then we're talking about when they say glorified as single mothers, you don't know how it feels to be a single mother and at the end of the day, when we're talking about women, there's differences. There's white women, Spanish women, black women. But when you talk about a black woman, I'm going to identify with that because that's what I am. We're at the bottom of the totem pole.
Well, hold on, let's correct that, because blacks, period, are at the bottom.
But women are at the bottom because not only am I black, I'm a woman.
I understand that. Listen, I'm not trying to take anything away.
I understand, but what you need to know is that when we talk about equality, is in the workplace. Okay, we do the same job. Why are you getting paid five times more than me? That doesn't make sense. And I do the job better than you.
I don't know about all that part, but that's cool. All right.
But
You can have it.
when it comes to equality, especially in the workplace, I don't feel that, okay, you can say a woman can do a job the same as a man. However, I notice in the workplace, women take more days off than men. Women have restrictions on their work schedules than men. So if men are being paid more, I can understand because they're present more at the job. And there has been research, they are.
Shay is going totally left.
Okay.
I'm not going left, but it's something that I
She
noticed.
sound like she going
and
right
for
to me.
example, let me give you an example. Before I had my son, I used to do my job to a T. never miss a day, on time.
Hold on, before you start saying anything, you sure you want your job people to hear what you about to say?
They know.
Yeah, go
They
ahead.
know. But what I'm saying is, when you become a mother and even a wife, your priorities shift.
Yeah.
And so your job is not up here anymore. If your child, and men, they take time off too. I know men who take maternity leave, you know, when their wife have kids, but a lot of men don't. So having a child doesn't affect them as it would affect a woman. So also, men, 9 times out of 10, they're the ones who's the breadwinner in the home. They have a home to take care of. So statistically, or in the past, that's why they made more, because they had the family to take care of. But now women, we're in the workforce, we do have families to take care of. I do feel like women should be paid equal to what a man makes, but can our performance stay up there?
I appreciate you making that point, but I don't want to get too far off topic.
Yeah, this is off topic.
Yeah,
but
because we're talking about the independent one.
INDET.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to take anything away from a woman that has to do what she has to do, because I was raised by a single mom, and I understand what it means to have to take care of a home. Okay, let me reword it. I saw what it took to have to take care of a home by yourself as a woman. I saw that. I witnessed it firsthand. But my thing is, that was a situation that my mom had forced upon her. So, because, no, it is, because
Let me explain.
it's not like if it was up to her, she would have chose to raise me by herself.
Oh, okay. I said, okay. I thought.
So that situation was out of her hands. She had to do what she had to do. But nowadays, it's like women, like, you take pride in that versus looking at it as like, okay, I shouldn't necessarily want to have to be independent.
Exactly.
And then I hear people kind of misinterpret what they consider independent. Because it's one thing to be independent, it's another thing to just be an adult. Like, because you pay your own bills, who else supposed to pay them? Like, if your light bill come with your name on it, who's supposed to pay it? Like, as an adult, that's what you're supposed to do. That's your responsibility. So I don't feel like you deserve some type of accolades for that. But y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but what you think? I don't see why you're supposed to get praised for that.
I think you have a point. Honestly, I will agree to that. But I think that there's so much of women in society who aren't, I'm not going to say so much, there are a vast majority of women who aren't doing things. So when you do run into a woman who has her own, as far as her own place, you know, she makes good money, she's in her career, she's independent, not that she chooses to be, but she is. You know, currently she may not be dating. You know, you have to give her props because there's so much of shit eaters in this world.
Right, okay.
So do you think that's just in our community or women in general?
Oh, women in general, not just black women, just in general. I've run into a lot of
But see, this is the thing,
Eaters.
okay,
eaters.
because I don't want y'all to think that men don't like those type of women. Like,
You guys say
But
you
when
like
you say
them.
shit eaters, what do you mean by that?
we ain't
Yeah,
calling you one.
elaborate.
It seems like
No,
you're trying to get some
but she
charity.
wants-
Like,
okay,
you
so
talking
an eater.
about
Well, I
women.
can't be one because I'm a single woman.
No,
I don't
I take
think
care of
that's what
myself,
you
so
mean.
I
no.
can't be one.
Eater, like when I say a shit eater, I mean like somebody who pretty much doesn't have any ambition. They have no goals. They rely on government assistance. They say they're. I've seen this so many times on social media. Girl, I got my own. Yes, sis, you only pay $1 for rent. I would have my own too. I'd pay up for the whole year if I was you. So you know, I mean those type of women. So no, you wouldn't be classified as a shit eater. You wouldn't be classified. But I'm gonna say this back to you, Jason. Honestly, I feel as if, like I said, a lot of women aren't doing much. So when you run into these type of women, men say they want them, but in the same breath, when they run into these women, it's, oh, she thinks she all that. She bossy. She got an attitude. Oh, you can't talk to her. Oh, she make a little bit of money. Now you.
No. Okay, first of all, it's two different types of men. A man that
No, there's men and there's boys.
Well, however you
Period.
want to word it. When you have a man that's established himself, like he would prefer to have a woman that's also established.
Of course.
Because when we see a woman that's independent and established, we see a teammate. So when we approach that woman, we're looking at it like, man, if I'm already established, she's already established.
come
We get together, we're going to be a power couple. The problem comes when that woman doesn't see the same vision we see. What a woman sees is a man threatening her position. Like, they feel like, I have to show him that I don't need him. But we're not trying to fight. When we approach you, we're not trying to take you out of that position of independence or whatever. But once we get together, you can't continue to call yourself independent. We're dependent upon each other. Because what you had alone and what I had alone has nothing to do with what we get together.
But don't you think it's easier said than done? Because at the end of the day, if this woman is so used to being on her own and having to be
But
independent.
that's the same struggle that we're going to have to deal with as well.
Listen, but this is maybe your way of, I guess, making it work. Maybe you made it work faster than she is. Your way of thinking, her way of thinking may not be the same thing. So maybe it may take her a little time. So are you faulting her for that?
What I'm saying is that's what comes with a relationship. That has nothing to do with where you are financially. You know what I'm saying? Like, it struggles with the relationship regardless. So me deciding what you're good at or what you're good at versus what I'm good at, that comes with the relationship, right? But the problem comes with the pushback. Like, okay, now I may be a better money manager than you. You know what I'm saying? So if we make the same money annually, but I'm able to do a lot more with my money than you are, you should, as hard as much as women hate this word, you should submit that responsibility to the man. Because it's like, okay, wait a minute. We make the same money, but I don't know, for some reason, like his money's stretching further than mine. So what's so wrong with that woman submitting that responsibility and saying, you know what, look, I know I was doing it on my own before, but it seems like you have a better grasp on how to spend money, so I'm going to submit that responsibility to you. And, you know, maybe it's something that you may be better at than the guy's better at. That's why I say a team versus, like I said, this independent woman. You spend more time fighting with that woman, trying to convince her that you're necessary as a man. And like, who wants to have to walk into a situation fighting?
I don't need a man because I could do this,
exactly.
this and that. I understand. I'm starting to see that and understand it, and I'm starting to feel like my thought process is changing on the whole situation, because I feel like sometimes as an independent woman, you could just have this attitude that turns men off. So we're on one hand thinking, oh, he just intimidated by me and da-da-da. But no, it's the attitude. Because, you know, we have this attitude like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. And no, you cannot. You do need a man in your life.
Well, I mean, you don't necessarily need one, but
For me personally, I feel like I do. Yes, I could pay my bills. I take care of my son. I do what I need to do for us. But I do feel like I need a man in my life, because I look at my life as a single woman versus my life being married. And it was just so much freer and easier, and you know what I'm saying? Versus
it takes a little bit of the responsibility that you're responsible for everything now, versus when you have a partner, it takes some of the responsibility off of you.
Exactly. So when maybe you may not need a man financially, but there's some areas in your life where you need assistance from a man. But I think sometimes when you're so independent and you're in that zone, because I get in that zone sometimes, like, F this, I don't need a man. I could, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it's not true. It's just talk.
Shay Marie, I'm proud of you.
What?
No, can we get a round of applause? Because, honey, listen, you know, no, I'm serious, because we had to, sippers, if y'all didn't see the very first episode in season 1, we kind of discussed the topic like this. Your whole thought process was not on this.
No, I don't think I said I didn't need a man. I think in that topic I was saying that I need to open up and ask for help, because I do have the attitude where I could do it. You know, I don't need a man. I could do it. But it's easier when you do have that man. Yeah. And when you respect that man as the head of your home.
Yes. But I don't think women hate the word submission. I really don't. I feel
How
like
many women have you dated?
But I've been around women, and I am a woman, so I'm speaking from
A woman's point of view?
Yeah, a woman's point of view. So I just feel like a man, she has to trust. I'm sorry, she has to trust the man to lead her in order for me to submit to you, because you have to understand, some women have been so misled and abused in so many different ways. So when they get in these new relationships or any relationship, and they're independent, coming into a new relationship as an independent woman,
you're a bit apprehensive.
Exactly. You have to show me that I can trust you to lead me. Like, I'm not asking, like, where we going?
Because, honey, a lot of these men just leading you nowhere.
And they can have all the money. Yeah, they're able to help you in that way, but mentally they're not there. They're not able to lead a home. Leading a home, it doesn't come financially only.
Let me give you an example, a prime example.
Right.
Remember, this is what I learned, because I don't have a problem submitting. I know my place.
Right.
Husband, wife, I know that. That's my place. But you have to be with the right person for that. So in my marriage, I couldn't submit to my husband because he didn't do things the right way. So like I told you, he did
the
insurance scams, different things like that. Why would I sit there and let this man lead me
straight
in
to
a ditch? Exactly. So no, I have to be like, no, this ain't it. This is not my husband. This is not the person that's gonna lead me. I can't submit to him if he's not doing things the right way.
Right.
So my thing is, all right, you said he has to prove to you that he's trustworthy enough for you to submit, right?
I don't want. You're making it seem like proving. I'm not putting you to a test, but after a while, like, I want, when you're with someone, when you're dating someone or whatnot, you ask questions, or you see how the person moves, and then you go based off of how they move, right? Or based off what they show you, and then you see if you can continue on with this person. If this person is showing you that they're immature in certain areas of their life, or when certain things come up, issues, then it's just like, hold on, that's a red flag. We talked about that on the show before.
I mean, but that kind of gets taken care of early on. That's before you even get into the relationship.
Yeah, that's in the dating process.
Right.
You learn that person.
Yeah, you're right.
So my thing is, if a woman is independent but wants a man, that woman has to understand that, okay, in order for me to be in a relationship with someone else, I have to surrender certain parts of what I do.
Okay, that's after a certain point.
But you have to already have it in your mind that I'm willing to surrender this. So,
Since you're a man, because I feel like we're going so much based off of a woman. Since we have you here, I just feel like maybe men go about it the wrong way. How do you, when you approach an independent woman, how do you expect her to open up? What is it that you do for her to feel comfortable opening up to you, to be able to
submit to you?
I don't think it's something that you have to do specifically.
A woman should only submit to her husband. So what we talking about, submitting to your boyfriend?
Oh, sis, that's a whole word.
Period.
Because I'm not submitting to no
Period.
We're not going to use the word submit. We're going to use surrender.
Surrender.
What you, Jesus?
Yeah. I know I'm surrendering.
What you doing?
All right, wait a minute.
I surrender all.
So let me ask you this. You don't feel like you have to show a man anything prior to him proposing to you?
I let him help me. That shows you that I'm willing to let you in.
What you mean by
help me? Like, I have a flat tire. Hey, I need you.
Anybody will stop and do that.
You're right.
That doesn't say anything. So like I was saying, okay, when I meet a woman, right, I don't need her to tell me how she handles business. I pay attention.
Yes.
So I feel like a woman should do the same thing. Like, if you go, if you're dating a guy and you see that he's buying clothes and shoes, but then you go to his place and you see a late notice on the door, like you already know
Yeah.
he's not responsible. He doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if you see that a man is handling business, not paying your bills, because him
That's
paying
nothing.
your bills don't mean he handling business, because he could be paying yours and not paying his. So that's still not the type of man that you want to lead you. But if you see that he's handling business, his business, taking care of business, why would that change once he gets with you? So I think if you pay attention to his habits and how he moves, it's nothing that he has to do specifically.
Tell me, Shay.
Okay. No, because this guy was trying to talk to me and he was in that same position. He saw me as an independent woman. Like, we lived in the same building, so he see me day to day going to work with my son. Just so he's like, oh, you know, she's independent, she's college educated, and so he was like trying to marry me in like 2 months. I want to marry you. Let me tell you what happened. So he broke up with his baby mom, he said 2 years ago, and then he was like buying me purses and stuff. Well, he bought me one purse and a wallet, but on the first date. And
What kind of purse?
it was a Michael Kors purse.
Oh,
But
you said that like you get them all the time. My bad.
I
Go
have
ahead.
plenty of them. They only $300, but it was a Michael Kors purse and a wallet. And he bought it for me on the first time we went out. And then he was just so trying, you know, you have everything that I want in a woman.
Wanted papers?
No,
Oh.
he was American. He's just like, you got everything I want in a woman. He said he wanted to be married, and he was texting his mom about me. He showed me all the texts, you know, and his mom was like, that sounds like a woman for you. So you know I do my investigations, right?
Jeez.
Since season 1.
I go on Broward County Clerk, of course.
You
And
had a warrant?
this man was about to be evicted.
They show that on
Yes, they do. He was 3 months past due, and they was about to send a BSO out there. And then the next thing I know, like within a month, he got a U-Haul truck.
Wow.
Listen.
So he's
So-
buying Michael Kors purses and can't pay his rent.
And but these are the men that are saying that they're ready. I
They
don't know.
ready to be married
Nah,
and
but
all of
that's what I'm
this
saying.
stuff.
I feel like that's up to if you
But
pay
like you were
attention.
saying, I paid attention.
Yeah,
I
if you
did my
pay attention,
investigation.
you can see
He
through
wasn't
that.
the one.
My thing is, the term that really kills me is I don't need a man.
I
Because-
never said that.
I've never
I've
heard
said it
a
before.
man say I don't need
You
a
said that?
woman.
I've never said that.
I've never
said
heard
it.
a man say I don't need a woman.
You know why I've said it? Because I grew up
Yeah,
with
I
a
like
single
it.
mom. My mom raised 3 kids by herself. And I just grew up with that attitude that
so
I
it's your
can
mama
do it.
fault.
It's not my mom's fault.
Hey, her mama watch the show now.
My bad. I'm sorry, ma'am.
No, but I said it because if I had to live without a man, I could live without a man, is what I'm saying. But do I want to? No, because life would be easier. When I was married, I didn't have to take out the garbage.
Yes.
I didn't have to put gas in my
Oh,
car.
man. So you just want a man to do the stuff you don't want to do.
I
All right.
want the man to do the stuff he's supposed to do.
Whoa, time out. What that mean? What is a man supposed to do?
He got his duties that he gonna have to do.
Nah. Y'all gonna have to clarify that. What you mean? Cause if a man has duties, a woman has duties.
We do.
I do, and I
Exactly.
will proudly
What's-
do my duties.
So it's gender roles.
A lot of women don't like to put a title on it, but I do feel like there are some gender roles.
Yeah, and I'm
So
okay
who
with
puts the
that.
gender roles in play?
I think society has.
Nah,
I
that's
think
not.
I think society, but you can also set them up the way you want in your
And
home.
culturally, too,
Yeah,
depending on what
absolutely.
culture you're
So
from.
what's a woman's role?
Well, and I will say this.
You're married, so yeah.
I'm married and I'm Haitian. It is our role as a woman, as a wife, to cook, to clean.
What
to
if
take
you would
care
have
of the
married a
kids.
chef?
Oh, well, I had an ex who cooked. He used to cook all the time.
So does that be still your role, or does that become his role?
Listen, this is the thing. Culturally, it's my role. If my husband
But
knows
if
how to
his
do.
food better than yours, then he probably don't want you.
Well,
to cook.
honey, you ain't taste my food. My food real good. But listen,
I'm
no,
just saying, if you're a chef, he might
I'm just
be
saying,
like,
I'm saying in general, culturally, that's my role. When we were dating, Did he take on those responsibilities? Yes, he did take on the responsibilities. But culturally, that was my role. That's
And
what I
was his
brought up.
role?
Provide financially, take out the garbage, keep outside the house,
Clean.
keep the house in order outside, keep the car, make sure my car's up to
Serviced and-
service, washed, up to par.
Okay, I got a question for women. Because y'all love to say provider, right? When you're dating a guy, right? How do you know whether that guy is a provider or not from dating him?
You see it in his attitude and the way he does things.
In actions.
Like my ex, I feel like he was a provider. And I saw that in the way, okay, a man who is a provider is looking at the future and what he's going to leave behind, his legacy. Men should always leave a legacy.
Yes.
Right?
Come on, Shay.
So if you look at it that way, what are you setting up in the future for your legacy?
What are you
that
setting up
person
now?
is a provider. So
So it has nothing to do with him getting your nails done and getting your car
no,
washed.
I get my nails
I can
done
get
all the
my
time.
own
Asking because
nails.
I had a
That's
woman
that's
tell
high,
me-
that's high school
I
stuff.
know.
Exactly.
Right.
When we say we want a man who's a provider, we're not. I'm personally. I'm not saying I want a man to get my hair done. I buy my own purses. I bought my own car. Everything that I want, I purchase myself. When I say I want a man who's a provider, I want a man who's going to take care of our home.
Yes.
I want a man who's going to make sure my son has a college fund. I want a man who's going to make sure if he passes away, his wife and children will be taken care of.
Come on now.
Provider.
Come on now.
Nobody's talking about materialistic stuff.
No,
and I
say
feel
you
like
aren't,
it's
'cause
the
there's some
dusty
women
man.
that makes you
It's
a
the
provider.
dusties. It's the dusties. The dusty men. The people, the men who be commenting when we say we want a provider or we want a man to make more, those are the men who are intimidated because they not thinking about legacy stuff. They thinking about making their next mixtape and stuff like that.
Wait a minute
Not the
now.
mixtape.
They
Not
gotta
the-
start somewhere now. Don't be talking about people in their mixtapes.
Okay, whatever.
They gotta start somewhere.
No, but that's the truth, though. I think that a lot of men get that misconstrued, or should I say
No,
boys?
when-
I should
women
say
get that-
boys.
Boys.
Boys get that misconstrued because if I am a 33-year-old woman, I'm not looking for a man to pay a $40 fee for me or for the
Exactly.
$40 full
Listen.
set. That's not a
Exactly.
provider.
I'm
honey.
not saying it's some women that get that. I had a woman tell me that's what shows.
So she was a dusty.
So she was a dusty. And
I
she
ain't
was
gonna put
immature.
no-
I think she was just immature, and she just
Immature.
doesn't know what a man is supposed to do in her life. Like, what is nails? $40, like you said, for a fill, and that's
$40.
high.
And that's jail.
I mean,
That was no.
okay. I was just trying to
And the
clarify.
thing about
because-
it, though, this is what I've noticed. When you date a man who's successful and who has that provider mentality, when you tell them, I want a man who's a provider, I want a man, da-da-da, they don't have a problem with
At
it.
all.
Like, you can, I want a man to pay the bills, and this is what I'm going to do in the home. They okay with that. They don't have a problem with it. So why is it these other men,
Because they live
they
in
got a
paycheck to
problem with,
paycheck,
if I say I want my man to pay the bills in our house,
I'm gonna tell you.
what's the issue
I'm gonna
with
tell you
that?
the reason why some men may have a problem with that. It's because a lot of times women say that, but then they want to live where they want to live. If I'm paying the bills, we're gonna live where I can afford for us to live.
And that's fine.
And
Nothing
if you
wrong with
want to
that.
live in a different place, then you can't. Like, if I can't afford to do that,
Then that's when we have to chip in to get
Yeah.
us where I don't have a problem with, well, I do have a problem with that.
Oh man, here we go.
Dang.
So
Living
you
in the car.
so you gonna tell your man I want to live in the suburbs, but your man, when you met him, he was living in the hood. You know he can't afford to
I'm
live in
not
the
going to
suburbs.
meet a man living in the
You
hood.
don't know where he live at when you meet him in the grocery store.
Well, when I find out.
But that brings me to another thing. Like, a
What?
lot of independent women, we see them date. I don't want to say under them because those men have the qualities that they need, I guess. But they have to date men who don't make as much money because the men that they have dated who make as much money as them or more money than them, they are either intimidated by them. Well, that's what the women say. Like, the men who make as much money as them are intimidated by them. so it never works out, and they end up marrying somebody that's, you know,
Where y'all
I
get
feel
this
like
word
I don't
intimidate
think
from?
that's all. I feel like
because they're used to taking care of women.
if the woman made a lot
can
of
still
money,
take care of
but
a
she had a
woman.
submissive attitude, I don't see where that would be an
That's
issue.
true.
It has to have been an attitude issue.
That's
That's
true.
what I think.
Right.
I think a lot of times women have specifics about how they want to be taken care of, and if they're not being taken care of that way, they feel like that man is a step down for them. But if I can afford to buy you bologna and cheese, I fed you.
Yeah.
So
I'm
get
just saying,
a
I
woman
fed you.
that's okay with bologna and cheese.
No, what I'm
Because
saying
I-
is,
Yeah, because we want this fresh cut deli meat from Publix.
what I'm saying is, if I can buy sandwich meat, if I can't buy you steak, does that make me less of a man? No, I'm still feeding you. I'm just not feeding you the way you want to be fed. But a lot of times, women judge a man because they feel like, well, he's not providing the type of lifestyle that I specifically want. So therefore, that means he's not the man enough for me. Like I just don't feel
I don't
like
agree with that.
That
And any
determines.
woman who was to do that or who has that attitude or mindset, she's an eater to me because at the end of the day,
Let us not call the women eaters.
I don't got a
sis,
problem with it. Call him that.
sis, it gotta-
Okay, but
sis,
why, if a woman wants to live a certain way
there's nothing
and
wrong
she can
with that.
support herself
No,
and live
listen
that
to what he
certain way,
said. He said
but if
that
she finds a man who can't do it,
just because he's not providing what she wants, does that make him less of a man? No.
I don't think it makes you less of a man because you're a man, you
But-
know?
But she has a
However-
right. She has a right.
That's
She does have a right if she chooses to want to be with the man who can gift her with Chanel bags every other week. Okay,
but
versus
it don't
somebody
have
wanna-
to be Chanel bags.
I'm giving
That's
you
what
an
I'm saying.
example. I'm giving you an
Okay.
example because we were just talking about bologna and steak.
So you're going from one extreme to the next.
Next
Okay.
extreme. So I'm giving you Michael Kors and I'm giving you Chanel.
Okay.
Right? Both are designers, right? So if he can only give you Michael Kors, but this man is gifting you with Chanel, does the Michael Kors man, is he less of a man?
No, it's
No.
all about values.
No,
and what
I
he-
don't think he's less of a man, but his energy should be put towards someone that's going to value him for what he has to give.
Oh, so he
and her
should-
energy needs to be put towards, yes, you have to find your mate. You have
Yes.
to find your match, that person for you. But don't let it hurt your feelings.
Yeah, because if she buys herself Chanel bags, maybe she doesn't want a man that can only afford Michael Kors.
And
That's
if you
her
buying
preference.
your own bologna, and I come and buy you a pack of bologna and put it in your
But maybe
refrigerator,
she wants a
I
man
don't
that
want
makes
you
more
here.
than her. Because I feel like guys don't really settle when it comes to who they date.
Exactly.
Why?
And it's
Why you
basically
don't
I
like
feel like
saying
it's always women
women
that are like, oh, she
that
gotta
we
be-
have to be the ones
Y'all get-
settling.
Why?
I
men
feel like
settle.
for me
Everybody settles.
personally,
Nobody gets everything that they want.
yeah, you have to have your deal breakers, right?
Right.
Things
Right.
that you're not going to settle for.
But so you're gonna put money as a standard?
No,
But that's what it sounds like. It
no,
sounds like
that was
you're
an
saying-
example. Shay already established what we what we think of a man. Okay.
Jason, we got to get back to the question. I want to ask you this. So
not-
would you date a woman who has her own? Is that the type of woman
That's
you
the
like?
type of woman that I would want. But I want a woman that understands that when we together, you're no longer on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like now you got to put that independent mindset on the back burner because what we do now from this point forward, we're going to do this together.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, we want that, but we want it with respect, basically.
So you think a woman can't be independent in a relationship, is what you're saying?
I don't think anybody can be independent because you become
I
dependent
think that's an
upon each
oxymoron.
other.
How can you be independent in a relationship?
But
it's
some
no longer.
women feel that way.
You can be an individual.
Yes.
Everybody's
an
individual, but independent? No, because if we live together, we become dependent upon each other. You know, if
So
I'm,
are you independent?
No, I'm not independent.
Okay.
Future husband, I am dependent.
On that note, I couldn't have said it better. Respect.
That's all I asked for. Told you fellas I got us, man.
Melyssa Ford and Blue Telusma just recently aired their latest episode on their podcast, I Just Came for the Food, featuring America's Next Top Model alumni, Tocarra Jones. And on this episode, they spoke about the time they both found out they were dealing with the same dude. We're drawing this out, Melyssa admits, but I just want to finish it off with saying this. There was no way I was losing my friend to this guy, no matter who the F he was. I was not losing my girlfriend.
So, Jason, I know you're a guy, but have you ever dated someone that your homeboy, your guy friend was dating at the same time?
And we didn't know about it?
Yeah, you didn't know about, like, it was a coincidence. You guys had a conversation, and then you found out, like, oh, my gosh, I'm dating this
Nah.
girl.
'Cause
No?
see, when we meet somebody,
You already...
we put the picture in the group chat, like, hey,
See, that's why I don't send pictures. Look on my Instagram.
man, listen, it need to be some confirmation.
We
like,
need to find out if she a eater.
any one of y'all know her, like, we need to know the background. The same way Shay be doing background checks. That's our version
But
of
hers
a
is more
background.
legit.
So
That's all we need. As long as
Resume.
none of the homeboys know her, that's enough background. We don't need to know what she did before that. Long as our inner circle, because once you know too much, then it can be detrimental. So we don't want to know everything. We just want to make sure the circle,
ain't smashed that.
yeah. And after that, then it's like, hey, it's free game. Oh, okay. Now, if we happen to, once the picture's in the, in the group, if you happen to see some activity surrounding this person later on, feel free to inform me so I know how to proceed with this woman. But, I mean, y'all can't ask me my perspective on this because, hey, Drake, do your thing, dude. I mean,
You dated two friends before?
nah.
Oh, okay.
Have I? I'll let you know. I'll get back to you on that.
Ciao.
For me, I would definitely choose my friend because obviously the guy is a loser.
Why he a loser? Because
Well, your friend could be an eater.
What you mean?
Wait
Can you
a
stop
minute
saying
now.
that word? What is she talking
Wait a
about?
minute now. He
So-
only a loser because he was pulling something off that you were unaware of. But before you
He's dating
found
two
out,
women at the same time.
And they're friends.
but if before she found out, he wasn't no loser.
Oh, he's
They
a
were
loser.
bragging. Obviously, she was bragging about him. That's how they found
No,
out.
apparently,
No.
no. Apparently, what happened is they had this situation happen before. I don't know if you.
Yes,
ladies know.
they did.
They had this situation happen before, and they, they said something right away. But the second time around, Melyssa Ford actually said she just stopped completely talking to Drake.
Yeah.
She didn't bring it up to talk to Tocarra till the actual show. That's when she found out. But she said right when she found out, like in amongst of having girl talk, because sometimes when you just meet somebody, it's normal not to mention the person's name. Like,
Right.
yeah, I just started dating with him.
Nope.
I don't know, he
That's
all
why
right.
We got the group chat. If she
You
would
see
have
how
seen that picture
I
in the
talked to
group,
somebody y'all gonna know. You know why?
Because you need the 411.
exactly.
We all
you
have
need to know the
outside
thing.
friends. I need to know.
Exactly.
And
They
we
messed
all
up.
on the same show. So
Yeah.
when they be DM, they might be DMing all of us.
Right. You know how
Well, I
they
hope
go.
the person that's DMing y'all ain't trying to DM me because that'll be a,
Well, they have been putting some hearts on your
man,
picture
Listen, all right, listen, we're gonna
in the DMs.
Not no men.
No women.
Oh, well,
No.
why you tell me that? We're gonna talk.
Okay,
later.
we're going to talk.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel as if I'm not going to necessarily say I would cut my friend or I would choose my friend or I would choose my man. Choose the man. It all depends. Sometimes you may have. This is what I meant when I said an eater. How about if your friend, because women are trifling too. Women are very trifling, a lot of them. So she might have known that you were talking to this guy. Let's just say she knew, and then she proceeded to talk with him. Because I've seen women do it, and they're like, well, I was trying to make sure he's not a dog. Well, sis, I don't need you to do that. I don't need you to, that's not your role. You can sit down somewhere. So in a case like that, I would clearly choose, if the guy is worth it, I'd choose the guy. Because if you knew I was talking to this guy, why
No,
would
that
you
guy ain't worth it.
Why?
The
'Cause
guy
he
ain't
dating
worth
two
it.
people?
not worth
If
it.
he's dating two people, period,
Exclusively
he's
or
not
just
worth it.
Exclusive? Did
dating?
y'all? That's what I was gonna say. Hold on, like, because women use the term dating loosely? Are you guys dating exclusively? Are you guys, because y'all not in a monogamous relationship. You guys are just dating.
But does that even matter when it's your friend? If it's
Exactly.
your good
If
friend,
it's your
no,
friend.
it's like I don't even
So,
know.
so your
I'm
good
saying
friend
is-
your good friend is dating the same guy, right?
Yeah.
Listen to what I said, because she knew.
If her friend came on to the guy,
correct.
she
If
would
she
keep the
knew,
guy.
I would keep the guy, because that's no longer my friend. Why did you?
But the
feel,
guy don't have your best
But this is
interest
not
at
that
heart
situation.
either.
Come
But
on
I'm giving
now,
you an.
that's a
I gave you
man.
an
Oh, okay.
example. I gave an
Did
example.
he know that they were friends?
I think so.
Yeah.
Apparently, Tocarra, and I didn't know Tocarra and Melyssa Ford was actually friends like that. But
Yeah, they're
apparently
good
they're
friends.
really good friends, and they said he knew. Allegedly, he knew. So,
Play on, player. Do your thing.
but Drake is known for that. So, who would honestly think that they're dating Drake? Who would actually think that they're in a monogamous relationship with Drake, being the fact that Drake's background
Yeah.
is dating a whole bunch of women? So
He
in
got
this case,
too much money to be with one woman. He got to spread
Oh,
the
so
wealth.
money.
Oh, money.
Really?
God's plan. Y'all didn't
We
see
just
the video?
talked about-
He's spreading the wealth.
we just was talking about being an independent woman and being with him. So you're just saying because he's at a financial
Yeah,
place in
you
his
see
life.
the double standard.
Yes.
He's spreading the wealth.
How about a woman? If
I'm
I make
joking, man. I'm joking. It's not.
Well, don't joke
Y'all
like
don't
that.
jump on me, man.
You ain't joking. You ain't joking.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, I'm serious. You really think that? Be honest.
No, I
We
don't think
do.
that. Oh,
Because all men think that.
Yeah, you
They
kids,
feel like if
but
you
for
got
real.
money, da 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 da
How?
da,
When-
you can date around and do this and do that. Then you
Nah,
want
that's
your
not-
wife at home and da 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 da.
Oh,
That's the man
But
that they
then if
want
a
to submit
woman
to.
got money,
Jesus.
You want her to shut her
we
mouth.
gotta shut up
And
and we
sit
gotta
down.
submit.
No, listen. I'm gonna tell you, y'all made that okay. I'm gonna tell you how. Because if a woman cheats around on a man, in that man's eyes, she ain't even his woman no more. Like, he gonna be like, oh man, she just a thought. You know what I'm saying?
And how do you think women feel when a man
No,
cheats?
because women take men back
We do.
after they cheat.
We
So-
do, but I don't feel like you're mine because I'm always like, when I look at you,
Yeah, but if
I
you
be so
still take
hurt.
him back,
I'm not taking
man,
nobody back
I
now.
just had the men on my side. I'm about to turn. But listen, at the end of the day, if y'all take them back, you make it seem like it's okay. Like, we let y'all know it ain't okay from the jump. The minute you do it, we done. Y'all give us second chances, so it's like, hey, as long as I...
So y'all know I love my memes, right? Y'all know I love my memes. So I will just say this. It's 2020. Women ain't sitting around boohoo crying no more. Women are getting licensed to carry, and they shooting your ass. So
Man.
play
Oh, I
with.
did see that. I
You
did
seen
I
that?
saw it on your story.
You see that on my- Listen, women not sitting around crying no more. They cocking it back.
Man, you can't
Don't
shoot
get
nobody
shot.
over that. You can't shoot nobody over that.
Over a broken heart? People did stuff for less.
All right.
No, I'm being serious.
Yeah, I understand you being serious, but that time gonna be real too.
Catch me.
Crime of passion.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Hey, you
all right,
gotta
good
catch
luck with that.
You gotta catch me. Hey, it's 20 sippers. It's 2020. Stop playing with people hard, because Tocarra could have easily pulled out that thing. And
Their relationship wasn't even that serious. It couldn't have been.
you think
Yeah.
it wasn't?
I don't think
They
it
had
was
to
I
just
think it
say-
wasn't that serious as of yet, because you remember they weren't in a monogamous relationship. But this is a guy I'm dating. Who's to know if that they didn't do they didn't have sex or anything?
But that's not serious nowadays.
Yeah.
You look who you
Sex,
talking to.
sex
Come
is
on,
like nowadays.
Mother
sex is-
Teresa,
You talking about
the Virgin
the
Mary.
Virgin Mary over there? Yeah, sex is.
Yeah, sex don't
aside
have
from
nothing
you,
to do with a relationship nowadays.
Sis,
It don't.
they
But it
don't.
was a couple years ago, so that wasn't 2020 or in 2019.
Well, for a very
it was
long
the
time,
same
sex has
concept.
been
Yeah, it was the
just
same
Just
concept.
sex.
just
Welcome to 2020. I know
Yeah.
you live in
sex. BT.
In
yeah.
the 1950s.
y'all. But if that was me, I would have just dropped him.
You would have dropped him?
But I would have called him like, "Oh, you think you slick?" Because you
Man.
knew.
You know what I would have did? I would have set it up.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I would have.
What is that gonna do?
It's exciting to me. I would have ran up a check.
It would've
You
made
know what?
y'all
Me
look
too.
good.
I would have called my friend and be like, okay, you tell him to take you to Paris and I'll tell him to take me over here. We finna spend all the money.
Right.
You know how much money Drake got?
I don't
Y'all
care how
niggas-
much-
And we finna spend it. And we gonna be
Man,
living
that man
good.
got
We gonna
his
have
own-
matching Chanel bags. We gonna be like, what he bought you today, girl?
That man got his own
And that's how you
plane.
play the game.
He's got his own plane. He ain't paying nobody to fly y'all nowhere.
But he's gonna fly us because he want to date 2 women.
He has his own plane.
But you know, I'm in love with Drake, so Drake, I wouldn't play you like
Yeah.
that.
Look at you say, look.
You should have said
He
that.
gonna
when
play
you
you.
were on TV.
He gonna
You
play
see, you about to get the Michael Kors. You ain't even getting that. You made that too easy. You made that too easy. He getting you a
She had her
coach.
opportunity on TMZ. You should have said that. It probably would have got to him. But, you know, who knows? We might blow up and then Drake might see this.
Oh, girl, stay away.
Listen, I know that we talking about Tocarra and Drake, but y'all, listen, I've been drink my drink. It's all
This-
done. This lychee martini was so good. You didn't like
That's
that?
my favorite. I think
It's
that's
good,
my
but
favorite drink.
you know how I drink.
But okay, but no, listen. Was it
Not
good?
every
Like,
day
it's
people want to
good,
drink
it's
Hennessy.
good.
So a man said it's good. So when you
Sippers, make sure y'all tune in and grab this drink.
she'll
And
like it later, y'all.
yeah.
She'll like it.
I don't like it.
Drake ain't flying you out nowhere. On that.
I don't care about Drake.
We would love to keep the tea spilling, but unfortunately, we're running out of time. But you can keep the conversation going by leaving us a comment below and on Facebook and Instagram at Cocktails and Conversation. Until next time.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you Wednesday night at 8 for another episode of Cocktails and Conversations with a Twist.
Good night.